I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge flush mount Tryne. This is the 124402. This is part of a whole family of Tryne fixtures. If you're looking at this one, you should also look at the 124412. That's a semi-flush, but it only comes down a little bit more from the ceiling, and there are some subtle differences to these two fixtures. If you're not sure which one's right for you, give a call, 802-446-2400, or you can email us at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and I can explain the difference between both of these and make sure you get the one that you need or would like better. Anyway, let's get into some of the details on this. This is 5.75 inches high. That's from the ceiling to the very bottom of the fixture itself, and it's coming in at 15.7 inches in diameter. I want to show you more information about all of this. And before we go there, let's talk about the canopy up on the ceiling is 8 inches in diameter, and some people like this fixture because they're taking down a fixture where the junction box is 4 inches, but maybe they have a hole that's a little bigger than that and they want to cover it up so they don't have to do plaster work. This one can fit the bill on that because that 8 inches will cover quite a few of those smaller holes that can be left. 7.8 pounds, so it's not that heavy. It's just going to hang from a normal junction box. This is slope ceiling adaptable, so if you want to use this on a stairway, on a slope, you can do that without any problem. And circling back, I mentioned before, let's kind of look at more details, and how we're going to do it is to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this, on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. So open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list, lots of detailed drawings at the top of this and how it's going to go on your junction box. A lot of you guys want to see that. It's also going to show you a couple little things about the glass on this, and the glass is actually a bottle, and it can, when you look at the other Presidio Trynes, they are bowls that are open on top. Light will go up, hit the ceiling, and bounce around. On this one, it's a bottle, so it's kind of an illusion, and you can see that in the installations instructions, how the decorations actually attach to the glass itself, and the glass has a bit of a lip on it, so it goes up into the canopy, and little thumb screws are going to keep it in place. Now, because of that, it's going to cap you at what you can put into this as far as bulbs go, because there's no air coming out of it at the top to let the heat escape. So when you notice, when you look at the lamping on this, and we'll go into that now, it's going to limit you to 2 of these, and these are medium base sockets to begin with, nice easy sockets to get bulbs for, but it's going to limit you to 2 incandescent 60-watt bulbs. However, most of you are not using incandescent anymore and could care less about the 60-watt part of this because you want to get a lot of light out of this, and LEDs are the way to go. Technology has moved forward, so there's great A19s, and an A19 size is just a regular size light bulb. You can find them everywhere. Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Walmart, Amazon. My grocery store in Vermont sells all these, so if I can get them, you can get them. And even though this says 60 watt max, that's for the heat generated by that incandescent bulb that you're probably not going to be using. When you get to the A19s, the sky's the limit. So it really comes down to what I can find out in the marketplace as far as the amount of lumens coming out of these. And these are 2 different types. So this is the old school LEDs, the first ones that came out. This has a cob inside it. It looks like a corn cob. This one's a phosphorus LED. I kind of like these better. They're both fine. It doesn't matter which one you use. Now, both of these I found as a 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent bulb, but I've also found these at 100 watt equivalent. And this one I picked up at Home Depot in a 4-pack, and it ticked all the boxes of everything I like in a bulb. It was inexpensive. The color of the light coming out was awesome, and I happen to like these phosphorus clear LEDs. So that was kind of where I would go with this. Now, what I picked up were 100 watt equivalent A19 bulbs, and that's what I think you should put in this myself, only because when we want more light, it's there for us. So if you can get the equivalent of 200 watts of light out of this, I think that would be great. And then you can always put it on a dimmer. The important thing is you want to make sure it's a dimmable bulb when you are looking at them online or in a store. And again, remember the color temperature of bulbs. We talk about it in all these videos. They're going to offer these to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's a super yellow bulb, a super yellow light coming out of the bulb. They're going to offer these to you in something called daylight, and that's a real tricky one because that's the bluish white, overcast day, convenience store light. A lot of people don't like, myself included. And that's 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. You'll notice it on the box. What I like to use, and what I mentioned before when I picked this one up, is 3,000 Kelvin warm white, soft white, because that mimics the light coming out of an incandescent bulb we all grew up with. and that we all kind of like. That's the nice light coming down on this table here. So that would be my take on it. I would totally pick up two 100 watt dimmable, 100 watt equivalent, dimmable versions of this bulb, and I think it would be perfect. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.